I didn't used to believe in the creepy stories that anyone told me. Slender Man, Hylas Jack, you know the ones. All that changed over a week ago when I had an encounter with him. I recall it being around midnight when I got home. I was out at a bar with some friends of mine. When I walked through the front door after fiddling with the lock for a few minutes, I looked at the clock. It was October 3rd, 2013. I looked down at my legs, and my cat, Chelsea, was walking underneath me. Looks like she wasn't fed. Usually I'd ask my roommate Martin to feed her before he leaves for work, but I guess he didn't. The air was unusually cold around me for some reason, but I didn't think anything of it, since my AC must have been on the entire time since I left home. I remember my friends telling me about this story they found online. It was a news article from 2008. Why they mentioned it 5 years later, I have no clue. But the article was on the same day as today, October 3rd. My memory wasn't the best, but from what I recall, they mentioned how a 13-year-old boy was set on fire and was taken to the hospital. He survived, but with permanent physical and mental scars. I walked up to the stairs to my bedroom. However, I don't remember leaving my door open, but how am I supposed to know? I wasn't in the best state, or I was a little drunk. I did my nightly routine, showering, brushing, the usual things you would do before going to bed. So I lay down in bed and quickly went to sleep. 1:34 a.m. I woke up to the sound of a loud bang in my kitchen. It sounded like a pan falling from the stove. I thought it was just Chelsea doing cat things, so I went back to bed. 2:13 a.m. Loud footsteps coming up the stairs woke me up this time. It could have just been Martin, but the footsteps stopped at my door. This spooked me a little, but after what felt like forever, footsteps went in the direction of the upstairs bathroom. I went back to bed shortly after that. 2:30 a.m. The footsteps came back to my door. I grabbed my phone to text Martin. "Dude, the fuck are you doing outside my door? Go to sleep." It didn't take him long to respond with a chilling message. "I'm still at work for another half hour. Who's in the house?" My heart sank. That was not Martin. Just then, the doorknob was being jiggled. Whoever was in my house tried getting in. Thankfully, I lock my door every night, so it gave me time to dash into my closet. The entire time, I held my breath, not wanting to give myself away with the slightest of noise. Then, the intruder broke into the room. From the slit in the closet, I could make out only what he was wearing. He was wearing a white hoodie, and it seemed covered in dried blood. He turned to the bed, and I could see he was brandishing a large kitchen knife. It looked like the one from my kitchen. That was the noise almost an hour ago. It wasn't my cat. He checked under the bed, and when he raised his head back up, I could make out one of his features. His smile. It seemed as if the smile on his face was carved into it, so he was always forced to smile. He started walking towards the closet. I closed my eyes. This was it, I thought. I was going to die in my own house. After what seemed like forever, I opened my eyes, and what I saw made me scream like I never have. Through the small gap of the closet doors, I could see his eye and a portion of his smile. He saw me, and he threw open the closet door. I could make out everything now. This was the boy who was burnt 5 years ago. Everything came back to me. My friends had talked about how he had murdered his entire family after he was burnt. His cold, happy stare looked into my soul. That fucking smile, engraved into my mind, moved, and he only muttered 3 words. Go to sleep. He raised the knife above me, ready to strike. But at that moment, Martin burst into the room. The man leapt from on top of me and threw the knife into Martin's shoulder. then dashed out the window. I ran to the window to look, and all I saw was him looking up at me with that smile. That fucking smile! I blinked, and he was gone. I turned to look at my roommate who was on the floor, knife still in his shoulder. We rushed to the hospital and called the police. They didn't believe me. Thought I was crazy. But nothing could make me forget that fucking smile. The smile of Jeff the Killer.